Okay, now we're going to actually do a small map tour of Noosa, so you can get a feel for the main points of interest to kayak fishers. The first thing to look at is Main Beach, which is situated here. Main Beach is facing northeast and faces straight on to Laguna Bay, which is this area here. The other thing is, which of interest here, is Doggy Beach, which is this bit of beach down here. And the reason I'm pointing that out is that it's very different from Main Beach, but is also a possible launch point. And we'll come back to the Doggy Beach launch point later. Between these two is this great headland, Moosa Headland. And it stands up high above the ocean and is visible from 50 kilometres away to the north and 50 to the south, and provides a bulwark against the seas and the wind to a certain extent. Now, the headland itself provides protection for Laguna Bay from easterly and southeasterly winds and swell, and the headland provides protection for this area here against northerly, north and northwesterly swell to a certain extent, and certainly northerly and northwesterly winds. So you can see, have a look at the topography, you can see that the headland here really makes Noosa a good place for a kayak fishing location. Now, to go back to Middle Groin itself, Middle Groin is a great launch spot, and it gives access to all of these fishing spots, but of course the closest is Dew Shoal and Little Halls Reef, which are about 4 k's out. The Doggy Beach itself is facing east, a little bit southeast, but it really takes a pummeling from the main swells which come from the southeast and the east. And so, yes, we do launch at Doggy Beach, but on rare occasions. The fishing spots. Well, going from the north, Halls Reef is about 5 k's from Middle Groin. Little Halls 4, Dew Shoal about 4. Bay Reef and Sunshine Reef from Middle Groin about 5-6 k's. And much closer, of course, to Doggy Beach. And Doggy Beach Reef is only 1.5 k's from Doggy Beach launch point. Now, the thing to notice about all of these reefs is they have very little shelter. And so Dew Shoal, which you may think has some shelter from the south, in fact doesn't. It is so far out from the headland that no matter what wind you have, it's going to chop up Dew Shoal pretty badly. Little Halls has a tiny amount of shelter from the west if you get a strong westerly wind, but not much. It's far enough off the beach to make it pretty nasty out there. Halls is the same. And as for these, they're exposed in almost all weather. Even a nor'wester which comes across here will actually cause problems at these reefs here, in that you'll get a big chop coming up. Anyway, that's what I've got for you there. That gives you an insight into what we have at Noosa, and hopefully that will give you an idea of how better to arrange your trips so that you don't get a really bad experience.